You can get motivated for 3 days, maybe a week, right? You're on fire, and then it fades, and you're back to zero. You're addicted to the feeling of starting, but allergic to the work of continuing, right? You watch motivational videos, you're pumped, right? You're going to change everything. Day one, you work, right? You're focused, you're committed, right? Day two, still good, still going strong. And day three, starting to fade, right? But you push through. And by day four, you skip it. I'll get back to it tomorrow, right? Tomorrow comes, you don't get back to it, and the motivation is gone. 2 weeks later, you watch another motivational video, and the cycle repeats. You're great at starting, but terrible at continuing. Meanwhile, someone else isn't motivated at all. And they're just showing up. Day 4, day 14, day 40, day 100. Not because they feel like it, because they committed to showing up regardless of how they feel, right? They're not chasing motivation. They're building consistency, right? You're chasing the high of starting, right? And that high doesn't build anything, right? You get the rush from day one, the fresh beginning, the clean slate, the excitement. But day 47, there's no rush, no excitement, just work. And you can't do that without the feeling. So you quit, right? Wait for the next motivational hit and then restart. You've had 20 day ones. They've had 1 day 100. Who is further ahead? And that frustration you feel when the motivation fades, it's real, right? You're not weak. You're not broken. You've been taught that motivation is what drives action, that you need to feel it before you can do it, right? But that's backwards. But it makes sense why you believe it. Everyone sells motivation like it's the answer, but it's not. Here's what is. Number one, motivation gets you started. Consistency gets you results, right? Motivation is the spark, right? It lights the fire. That's valuable, but it doesn't keep the fire burning, right? Consistency does. Showing up on day 47 when nobody's watching, when it's not exciting, right? When it's just work. That's what builds your income stream, not the motivated days. The unmotivated days where you show up anyways, right? That's what builds your income stream. You're chasing sparks, but sparks burn out fast, right? You need logs, and those logs are consistency. Number two, consistency is a decision, not a feeling. You think consistent people feel like showing up every day. They don't. They decide to show up every day. Then they do it, right? Regardless of feeling. You're waiting to feel consistent. You never will. Consistency is choosing to show up when you don't feel like it, right? That's the skill, not motivation. Decision making, despite feelings, right? You can build that skill, but only by using it, right? Show up tomorrow, even if you don't feel like it. That's the practice. Number three, you can't build momentum if you keep restarting. Every time you quit and restart, you lose momentum, back to zero, back to day one, right? Momentum compounds. right? Day 10 is easier than day 1, right? Day 50 is easier than day 10. But you never get there because you keep going back to day 1. You're restarting your momentum every 2 weeks and then wondering why nothing's working. So stop restarting. Keep going, even when the motivation is gone, especially when the motivation is gone, right? So how do you stop being allergic to consistency? How do you show up when the motivation fades? You fix the mindset that makes you depend on feelings, the belief that motivation creates action, the addiction to the high of starting. Your mindset is 95% of this. You can have the perfect plan, perfect strategy, but if your mindset needs motivation to execute, you will quit. I have learned to separate feelings from actions, right? To show up regardless of motivation, to build consistency as a skill, and not wait for it as a feeling, right? And that's when things started to change. Not when I felt motivated, but when I showed up without it, right? The link is in the description if you want to check it out. And drop a fire emoji if you're done chasing motivation and building consistency. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out.